With inauguration day nearing, there seems to be an added urgency from the Trump administration to push through all his immigration policies that are aimed at stopping immigration to the United States. And this is done through many, many last-minute policies that have only one goal in mind: block our immigration system. Welcome back to our channel, where we learn everything immigration, news, updates, and what to expect next. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California. In this video, we'll look at some of the most recent changes that are coming from this administration as they're trying to stop immigration. We're also going to analyze some of Trump's own statements to show how he's determined to crush this immigration system, especially as he's holding on to his chair in the last few days of this administration. For example, we've seen this administration hit hard, specifically the asylum process, from limiting people who are trying to apply for asylum, all through the possibility of people that are waiting for the court hearings to be able to get work authorization, to be able to work and earn a living while they're in the United States. Also, they've been signing agreements with other countries to be able to push asylum seekers to apply for asylum elsewhere. It's not surprising. Let's take a look at Trump's take on immigration and see how those policies are in line with what he said from day one.
They're not coming in illegally and staying. And we want people to come in, but we want them to come in through merit, right? And we want people that are going to come in and going to love our country, not hate our country. Newcomers to our country must be financially self-sufficient. They cannot accept welfare for at least 5 years.
So you can see, everything he said here, he did it. He put the travel ban. We have 2 proclamations. We have a public charge that came in. We're still fighting it right now to determine whether that's going to be used to stop people from immigrating if they're not able to afford it. Asylum seekers, the push on asylum. He doesn't want people to come here from certain countries. Everything he said, we can see it in these policies, and especially in the past few weeks, it's hitting hard trying to complete those policies before he leaves office.
We've completely reformed refugee policy. We've instituted rigorous national security checks. We've protected religious minorities, and we've shifted refugee admissions away from terror-afflicted nations like Syria and Somalia.
As I mentioned, in the meantime, this administration continues to push new rules. As I mentioned before, they issued a rule that limits the work permit option for people that are going through removal process right now. Specifically, those immigrants that are they're not in custody, they're waiting their hearings, but they cannot apply for work permits. There was another rule a week before that is trying to limit the duration of students, how long students can remain in the U.S. after graduation, as well as the options for students to be able to work. Again, these are all recent rules that came out. And I mentioned in the previous video that we released also about the discretionary factors for USCIS officers to make decisions when they adjudicate green cards. Again, these are all recent rules that came out in the past few weeks, and this is all in line with Trump, what Trump is saying in his rhetoric. And again, all these moves, all these orders that are coming out every single week are going to make Biden's job much more complicated for his administration as they take over. As you know, their plan is to reverse pretty much all the orders that came under Trump and start a brand new plan, and maybe even come up with a plan for legalization. Let's see what Biden has to say about his plans as soon as he takes over as the president.
First thing I'm going to do, and I've already written, send to the United States Congress a path to citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks.
Again, I've been talking about this for a while now, but I do believe that Biden has a plan for like an amnesty, probably within the first year or so. We'll see how that's going to play, but he mentioned it a few times. He said it right now, and we're excited to see it because all these restrictions that Trump is setting right now is not going to help this immigration system to become better. On the contrary, so I think Biden has a plan to maybe start clean with a lot of these immigrants, and I'm excited to see what it's going to be.
We're going to restore our moral standing in the world and our historic role as a safe haven for refugees and asylum seekers. and those fleeing violence and persecution. We're going to stop the inhumane practice of separating children from their parents and work to reunite families. Look at all the families that are not reunited.
So again, all these things that we've seen under this administration, children in cages, separation of families, this has not been good for our overall court system and asylum system. And you know, like I said, we are excited to see some big changes coming. But again, the purpose of this video is to let you know that there's going to be a lot of big changes coming in the next few weeks, as this administration is trying to pass some rules that are going to make it more difficult for immigrants, specifically before the end of January. Let's hope for better days ahead. If you like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe to our channel, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in our next video. So if you like this video, these two videos have more information just like that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.